Kyrie. The Brooklyn Nets traded Kyrie and Markieff Morris to Dallas for Spencer Dinwiddie. Yeah.
Witty.
Hey, on NBA.com it said Whittle. And I thought it was Witty. And I was like,
it's definitely Witty, bro.
That's what I thought also. Okay, cool. So Finney Smith, 2027 second round, 2029 first round, unprotected, and 29 second round draft pick. So I'm afraid to ask this, but I'm gonna ask: who won the trade? Do y'all think, or do y'all think it's gonna stand? Will Kyrie stay with Dallas and sign back? Is he gonna go somewhere else?
He's not staying in Dallas.
Will he go somewhere else in the offseason?
I feel like that's the only reason they made the trade. Like they had to have some kind of reassurance that he was going to stay.
Because they're definitely not. Sense. I still don't. I wouldn't consider him a contender. So now that you mentioned that, they probably did have something. I don't know.
I don't think you make that trade if you don't.
Not for what?
Even for just
6 months left in the season.
That's what I was about to say. Even just for a run, you know what I mean? Like
I don't think it made them that much better. So I don't think that they really made that trade without something. Because I just don't see him as that team is not it to me. I've been wrong before, could be wrong again, but I don't think the trade makes him significantly better. You know, I feel like you're going to now have Luka with 35, Kyrie with 35, and nobody else with anything.
Nobody else in double figures.
Yeah, which isn't going to equate to many wins. But like I said, I've been wrong before.
Christian Wood's been hooping for him when he's healthy.
Yeah, but if you add another
ball dominant,
that might be too much.
I agree. I almost felt like they made the move because old chunky Luka stays getting banged up. So this is just kind of help keep him healthy. True. And really, he got to learn how to play off the ball anyway. He really does.
And
so
it cuts down on double teams and things of that nature too.
Yeah, when you got Kyrie out there, I'll say this. They've surprised me in the past in the playoffs, and y'all know I'm not a Luka guy, but they have surprised me in the past in the playoffs. That's so true. I wonder if the move was more so Cuban saying, look, if we can get what we've been able to out of those role players in the playoffs, does Kyrie kind of put us just another step closer to getting to that?
Because they still got Tim Hardaway Jr.
Yeah,
they still got a couple guys.
They still got some pieces.
But Finney Smith and Dinwiddie were parts.
Very productive.
Of,
I wonder how Dinwiddie feels about going back to Brooklyn. Like, he done traveled around.
He's getting a paycheck.
And now he's right back. Like, in less than, 2 years, he's right back?
But I've also heard he's probably going to be on the move anyway.
Well.
Yeah. So, we'll see.
I don't see this as being a move that does anything for the team. I mean, like I was saying, 2 ball-dominant players. One of them's got to play off the ball, and with the way Mark Cuban's talking, it's not going to be Luka. First off, he said Luka's the best ball handler on the team.
That's crazy, ain't it?
It's also not true.
Yeah,
not now that Kyrie's there, not ball hand, not even dribble.
I wouldn't even consider Luka. I mean, obviously he handles the ball.
I mean, he can dribble
offense. Yeah. When I say ball handler, I'm thinking dribble.
That's what I'm thinking too. I'm like, but with Kyrie there, Kyrie's not a high turnover guy, but he also not a high assist guy either. So maybe he's speaking in point guard, like maybe far as running the offense, maybe, but like I don't not handling the ball. Everybody knows Kyrie is clearly the best in the league.
I'll say this though too. I also think though, like when it comes down to it, Kyrie played with LeBron, so Mark Cuban probably was like he knows how to play off of a guy who's ball dominant. So kind of keeping that in the back of his mind, he's probably like, it's worth it. You know what I mean? Oh shoot, hey y'all. Lakers just got D'Angelo Russell from.
That's what okay, all right.
Yeah,
I'm glad
we. For what?
Yeah, let's get to that. Nobody cares about this Kyrie trade.
Okay.
It says here.
Just more trade talk. The Timberwolves, Lakers, and Jazz. I didn't put it in there because it wasn't official yet. I had looked on the NBA.com and they hadn't made it official yet. But so they traded. The trade was gonna be it's a 3-team deal. Sends D'Angelo Russell to LA. It sends Michael Conley Jr. to Minnesota, and then it sends Russell Westbrook to Utah, I believe.
Yeah, you ain't got the full trade, bro. It's
They haven't updated yet. So,
so
Well, let my man read it.
oh
yeah,
my bad.
so,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm trying to see where he got it from.
So Lakers, my sources.
Okay, cool. Go ahead.
Lakers got D'Angelo, Malik Beasley, and Jared Vanderbilt.
Ooh.
Okay.
And then it looks like Mike Conley and picks are going to the Timberwolves, and then Russell Westbrook and a lightly protected 2027 LA first round pick to the Jazz. At least that's how it's reading on here. That's how he reported.
Ooh.
So,
Okay.
now if they got all three, that's
I like
huge.
that.
That's
That
huge
might
for the
be
Lakers because they need some
nice,
depth. Yeah.
Yeah, that gives them some
and
depth.
then they got some defense. Like
That's what I was
Yeah,
about to
that's
say.
it.
Those are
Damn
defensive players too. So that's yeah, that may work.
And then D'Angelo could get a bucket. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
from
he
the
can.
perimeter, 1-on-1, he can get a bucket.
He's a knockdown shooter too. He
Right.
can,
Much,
he can catch and
much
shoot
less
too.
turnovers than
Yeah,
Westbrook's
much, way
so
less.
But
better
he can
ball
stretch the
handler.
floor.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing.
That's the
Somebody
biggest
who
thing.
can shoot.
Malik
Yeah.
can shoot threes.
Malik can
play
shoot it.
defense.
Yep.
Vanderbilt got size. He's long. Like
So you got a couple of
I think
guys,
Beasley
that
is
ball
might
probably-
handlers.
be nice, but
Yeah.
Beasley is probably the key in that trade. Like
And
yeah.
he's
No,
he's
I think
getting
D'Angelo
this.
still has a lot left. Because
Yeah.
and then again,
but we
I
just
could
haven't
be-
seen it in so long. We haven't seen it since he was in
Well,
what's
I
it called?
I tell you
Well,
what,
that's because we don't see the
Russell
Timberwolves
last
a
year.
lot.
when he
Yeah,
plays
he
the
made the
Lakers,
All-Star team.
when he plays the Lakers,
Uh-huh.
he cooks. So
You
that's the
think
only
he does
time I
what?
really watch him. Is
Nah,
when
he
they
been
play the
hooking with
Lakers.
Minnesota.
And
He just
be
stays banged
cooking.
up. That's the problem. He just stays hurt.
Yeah.
Well, that's one thing the Lakers definitely don't need. Like,
No,
they got
add
enough of
another
that on their
injury-prone
own.
guy. You
But I
right
mean,
about that.
hey, shout out to Russ, but I don't think the Lakers is gonna miss them 6 turnovers. I mean,
No, they ain't gonna
Russ-
miss
that's
nothing
a-
when it comes to Russ.
that's
Let's
a
just
lot,
be real,
man.
y'all.
And
Let's
I-
just be real.
And I know LeBron turns it over a lot too, but you can't have 2 guys on your team
No.
that are 6,
Yeah,
7
you
turnover.
can't have
You can't
No.
do that.
No.
Yeah.
13 turnovers.
So they
amongst two
probably
people.
averaging
Between two people,
10,
right?
10 turnovers a game between the two of them. Like you can't.
Yeah.
My question would be, how quick do y'all think it's going to turn around, though? Like, because they're going to have to build some chemistry. 3 pieces that are going to play.
But the thing
Yeah.
is, the Lakers play like they don't have no chemistry now.
That's all I'm about to
That's
say.
true.
Like,
So I don't even know if
they take this
That's
trade
true. That's true.
and just work on it toward like, hey, look, okay, let's make a push for the playoffs because I mean that's what time it is now. The All-Star break.
and luckily the West is
It's
so
coming up.
Yeah,
It's so
jacked up
close.
right now.
Everybody's
If
within.
they can win
within-
7 straight, they'll be in like a 4 seed.
That's what I'm saying.
Something
Everybody's
like
within
that,
10
so-
games, really. So it's been going crazy anyway in the West. I just think
That's
now
nice.
is that time. You start now.
Well,
So
Well,
I also
anybody
heard about
know
the Hawks
that?
trying to move John Collins. What do y'all think about that? What is good landing places for him? Y'all believe? Nothing.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a
Yeah.
toss-up.
Awkward
but see,
silence?
I don't know that he has a particular skill set that works outside of Atlanta.
Yeah, I don't think he makes anybody. I don't think he pushes anybody over, or through or under the threshold. Or,
Well,
you
the
know.
thing is, from what I'm reading, they're saying they're struggling to find a deal for him.
I'm sure.
He's only in the
just got paid,
second.
too.
He's only in the second year of a 5-year, $125 million
Mhm.
contract.
Yep.
So trying to move that money, it's hard. It's hard, especially when, like you said, that skill set Ike is kind of tailored to what the Hawks do. To try to find another team where he just can just dive in and instantly be
I
a
think he
contributor in the same way.
Well, I think he works. The problem is this. I don't think it's a matter of it's a lack of suitors because of what people will have to give up due to his contract.
Right.
That's the problem. It's not. I don't think
Making
it's a
you
lack
think
of
it's
teams that want
just
him.
more of a money thing,
It's
just
a
making the
money
money
thing.
match.
I mean, because for real,
That
like
makes sense.
Collins would fit with Boston. Boston's style fits how he plays. They like those athletic guys who can get out and run with Tatum and Brown, and Collins can shoot it some. You know what I mean? Like he could give them another aspect. Problem
He's
is,
like a
what you
But
would
they
have to
give
give
up
him.
for
minus a few years.
Yeah, and a little bit smaller, but I mean,
Yeah.
he has value. It's just I don't think there's many teams that can give up what Atlanta wants back in return. You know what I mean to get him out of there.
Yeah, because that's what, $25 million.
Yeah, roughly I
So
believe
that's not a small amount to try to
no
try to package, especially if you're just trying to grab. You're grabbing a role player.
Yep.
To package
Yep.
up. $25 million in role players or compensation back to Atlanta. I just think I agree. I think that's tough. To try to find somebody to match up with that contract, especially in somewhere like you say Boston, that would be nice. But nobody on Boston has got paid yet, really. So you can't. There's no money there to move.
I
You
think
don't
Tatum
have
and
like
Brown got their contracts though, but it's like outside of that, you ain't got no big money guy, and you know you
yeah.
ain't.
That's what I
You're
mean.
not.
Like as
Yeah,
far
you
as
ain't
like yeah,
moving
Yeah.
neither one of them for him. So
exactly.
But
So
why would Boston make that move? That's not gonna make it better. And I mean, you're gonna get rid of pieces.
yeah,
You've been playing well, so you get rid of pieces that have obviously been playing well already. Like, what's the point? If it's not gonna make you better, it's no point. And I think that's the issue with a lot of situations. Is if it's not gonna make you better, there's no point.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
yeah, but that's where I say from the contract standpoint,
Yeah.
I think it would make sense for Boston, but who you would have to give up to get him doesn't make
Hmm.
sense, like you said, because they've
Yeah.
been playing well. So he just
Yeah.
doesn't make sense at
Yeah,
that point.
it's
I think
take
you
it
got
two
to
steps
kind of
forward
maybe
and take it
find a
five back.
team that's on the verge. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There's like, hey, look, we just need one piece, and like we gotta, you know what I mean? They got some expiring assets that they want to move. I think
Yep.
that may be something like, you know what I mean? You could just pull him in
But
and
who is that?
partner him with. I don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't.
You
I
know where he
don't
other needs to
know.
go.
It's just tough with the records being so close, especially in the West. The East is a little more spread out, but the West is really, 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 really close. And
Yeah.
I don't know who's really want to take that risk and say, all right, do we really mess up what we got to, you know what I mean? So
And it's crazy because it's almost like a lot of these trades that if you're not trading to acquire somebody for some picks, then a lot of trades aren't really worth it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's just
yeah,
like if you're giving up something, if you're a good team and you're giving up something for something bringing in, it just never really works hardly in my opinion. But
And you risk
right.
messing up
yeah,
chemistry
unless there's some
and
first
flow.
round picks involved where you can actually get a key piece without giving up, much of anything. If you can, unless you can do that, then NBA
I
trades are washed to me for
So
some reason.
so I'm looking at the records right now, and I'm looking at the East right now. Like somebody like it would have to be somebody like
there's
a
two
Miami,
teams.
somebody who has a few veterans that they can unload some contracts on. I don't know how New York's money situation is, but they're right there at 7.
He wouldn't make sense. They got
I mean,
Julius
I'm just saying.
Randle.
I'm just thinking.
Yeah.
The Bulls
Nah,
got some injuries, but
he would
they're
fit.
not.
He would fit with the Bulls,
That's what I'm
and
saying.
I
I'm just
think I think the Magic would be a good fit too
yeah, but
Mhm.
being yeah,
because
they
they're
could.
young. They can absorb the contract, and then they're trying to move like Mo Bamba and some other guys anyway. And to be
Right.
honest with you, Mo Bamba will probably be an upgrade in Atlanta in terms of backing up Capella, because then you got
Mm.
another guy with
You
some
got another
length
long
who can
guy,
block
yeah,
shot, yeah,
defensive.
who can
Yep.
block some shots, and Mo Bamba can actually shoot it now a little bit, so he'll keep the floor stretched even better than what Capella does. So a move like that makes sense, but the problem is
Right.
Orlando's gonna have to add something because of the contract, because Mo Bamba ain't
Yeah.
got that kind of contract,
And
so
then
that's where it gets messy again.
and like
You
looking
better
in the
call Shaq
West,
West.
Yeah.
and then I'm looking in the West, like, and I'm just looking at the top teams, like uh, Memphis, no, Sacramento's third. I don't see that working. They got a bunch of young guys. That's they're playing
Sacramento's
okay.
playing well.
That's what I'm saying. They're playing
Making no
okay.
moves. No
The
moves.
Clippers, they probably have the most veterans that they could probably, you know what I
Man,
mean?
they loaded, boy.
That's what I would say. They probably would have the money to do it
Yeah.
and the
But
people to kind of make
but
that
think
move.
about it.
But
Who from the Clippers, if you're a GM for Atlanta, who from the Clippers do you actually want for a young John Collins?
Maybe you
I don't
bring in a
know.
John Wall.
For what? You got you
They're
got
about
Deontay
Yeah,
Murray,
yeah, but
Deontay
Yeah.
and Trey.
yeah,
John Wall's contract is what, he got 1 year left.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like maybe you bring him off the bench,
But
or let him play off the ball a little bit. I mean, I
but
don't
does
know.
Atlanta attract free agents? See, that's the other component
I
of it.
don't know
So like
why.
freeing up cap space is okay, but maybe you can speak on this, and it's like they may have cap space, but I don't see free agents running the play there though. You know what I mean? Like that ain't.
Man, it feels like
Nah.
we say that about every city. Like, what
Yeah.
city does attract
There's
free
really
agents?
like
It's only a few.
a
It's only a
few.
few, bro.
And
So
Yeah.
you won't play in Atlanta, but you'll go to Boston, or
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
like we talked about last episode, we were saying that Chicago is not a destination for free agents. Like, where the hell are they going?
But the thing is, I think it's
That's
LA.
weird.
winning cures everything, as they
Not the
say.
Lakers, clearly.
No.
Winning cures everything. And see, with the Lakers, the problem is that California is California. So I can get what you get in LA, or even travel to LA, or even be close with Sacramento, with Golden State. Like, I can be somewhere else, the Clippers, like I could be somewhere else and still get kind of that lifestyle, and even, you know what I mean, that type of
Yes.
situation, sort of.
expensive as shit.
Yeah,
That's
but
what you
still,
want.
like if you want to be in LA or even be in California or just be in that area, like they're not the only popping area in LA. I mean, in California. Back in the day, probably, but now it's pretty much popping everywhere in California. I would assume. But then you look at like Miami, they always attracting.
Yeah, but
Um,
people say free agents don't want to go there either.
but they really do.
Where the
Like
hell
Miami
do
hardly
they
ever
do?
has a problem acquiring talent.
Yeah, but that's by trade usually.
Yeah,
Ain't-
or even signing. But like you look at Denver, nobody's in a rush to go to Denver.
In Colorado,
Memphis.
who got that
That's because
stuff?
Denver need a new coach.
Yeah, but
that's
they
the
build.
whole-
You know what I mean? Like some of these guys
Damn,
built
you ain't
through the
messing with
draft.
Michael Malone.
No,
You don't
I'm
want to
not.
call him Mike Malone. You know, he fucking
Yeah.
flick his shit. Michael Malone.
Yeah, Michael is he ain't Gary. He ain't Gary do nothing and win there. I'm sorry. They've had too much talent there to do what they've done, especially in the playoffs. So
Okay, then.
What's
So
Chicago's finals a few years back?
okay, one in how many years?
Hey, I'm not here politicking for the
Yeah,
game. I'm just saying.
yeah.
I'm not doing that. But you know,
okay, then. So let's switch gears a tad bit. What about the Raptors? Then they're trying to move Van Fleet, OG, and Trent Jr.
to who
That
for
ain't
what?
Are they
I
rebuilding?
mean, I just don't think they want to pay. Well, Van Fleet, he has a huge contract, but I don't think they want to pay.
Fred Van Fleet come up on a free agency though. Him and
Is he?
OG. Yeah.
How many years did he get? Did he only get 3 years?
I don't remember
Because he
what
got
the-
paid after they went to the finals.
Yeah, I could have swore Van Fleet got paid.
Yeah, he did. He
He got paid.
paid.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
It must
but
have been
how
just a
many years
3-year
ago did they go
deal,
to the
or
finals?
huh?
That was like when I first got here, so that's been 4 years now.
That's
Yeah, I was gonna
okay.
say, it's
He's
been
got to be
years.
toward the end.
Okay.
He
So
had,
4 years.
because
Okay.
he got a player option. That's what it is.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. So 3
And
years
he's
with a player
opting out.
option. Okay.
Yeah, he's
And,
opting out, so.
I mean, I think he fits in a lot of places. A tall guard. He defends
Who?
decently. Fleet.
Oh, Fleet ain't tall.
He was seen
Fleet-
on
Fleet
top.
6
like
foot.
6 foot.
I thought he was 6. I don't know why I thought he was 6. Am I thinking about somebody else?
He was
used to play in
basically
Toronto?
Kyle Lowry, except for light skin.
He is literally.
I thought he was taller.
That's
than
why they
that.
got rid of Lowry. Like,
Okay.
yeah,
Well,
it wasn't much.
What about y'all? What about those 3 players? Y'all see any teams that would just snatch them up? Because it seemed like they're just trying to dump them.
No, because
Man,
they want too much for OG. They
I
asked
don't
for 3
think-
first
I don't
rounders and a
think-
player for OG.
Any
Draft
one of those
picks.
players flip. You know,
No.
I don't think any
They
of them make
want
a
3
difference.
first rounders.
They
for
want
OG.
3 first and a player for OG.
Nah,
Ain't nobody
that's
giving
still
that
For
up.
OG? Oh no.
I know his brother.
Toronto's just talking out the side of their neck with that stuff.
Yeah,
like
no,
they
I
keep going
wouldn't.
back and
No,
forth on
not for
Siakam.
that. No.
That's
kinda
almost.
going back to what you said, Jared.
I really don't want to trade them, but if somebody's stupid enough to do it, then here he is.
Yeah, like
'cause
you
that's
just putting
exactly
it
what
out
that
there
is.
like that. Okay, cool, but like, nah, bro, nobody's jumping on that.
Nah. But it's what you said, Jared. None of those guys, if they go to a team, you're like, oh man, that team's a legit contender now. It's like, no, I mean, they could be a good piece, but
Right.
mm.
Yeah, nah, I wouldn't. I mean, Van Fleet is probably the only. I don't know. I wouldn't even say that. Like, I see them just being role players on a good team if somebody's willing to make the move, or if they, like I said, if the Raptors just trying to unload them because they don't want to pay them. Like, and I feel like that's what's going on.
nah, they got to get something back because ain't nobody running to Toronto. So
Right? No, well, that's what I
Yeah.
mean. Like, they're just trying to get rid of them and
Nobody's
get some
running
draft picks because they don't want to
anywhere,
pay them. Like, I mean, that's
That's
just
like
the
going
thing.
nowhere
now.
but like LA. And
But I'm saying they don't have that
that's what it
luxury.
feels like.
Yeah, they ain't
Who
got
don't
that
have that
luxury to say
luxury?
I don't want to pay them. Toronto,
Well, that's true too, but
they can say it, but they ain't getting nothing in return.
another,
so.
but we were just talking about last week about small market teams and how they just don't like paying players and how they would rather build through the draft and
And we've seen how that's gone.
That's what I'm doing. Because if I'm an owner, I ain't overpaying nobody.
yeah.
I'm with you there.
I'm gonna keep
Yep.
recycling.
And you read Moneyball growing up, didn't you?
You said what?
What's that?
Moneyball, yes
Yeah,
sir. That's the
Moneyball.
Moneyball concept.
Uh,
That's how I am. I'm gonna maximize what they do well.
Yep.
yeah, no, I mean, I don't believe in overplaying players, but again, like every year, caps go up.
I think
You're
it's
afforded
almost
more
a-
money.
Like I think it's almost a matter of, well, if we don't pay him, somebody will. So we gotta, and it's like the bar just keeps getting reset. Nah, I ain't doing that.
But then at what point, like, if you're winning, do you not pay your players? Do you say, all right, well, yeah, we've been doing good. We've been making it to the playoffs.
If you're
We've made it
proven-
to the conference championships. We've been consistent. If you look at a team like Boston, a team that's young and been very consistent, Do you not pay your players?
No, absolutely pay them.
Yeah.
Okay,
They've literally done.
You just make it
what
sound like,
they-
oh, well, shoot, when somebody come after some money, you better be with the below market value. I don't care what we
I'm
do.
saying is, but you got to think, Boston has been to how many conference finals and the finals?
Two and one finals.
And think
Yeah,
about
like-
they did it the way Jared said too, though. They drafted Brown.
Yeah.
They drafted Tatum. So it ain't free agents that they just
Right.
ran and grabbed. Those are guys that they grew, kind of like Golden State.
But
Those
then
are
you look at Van Fleet.
homegrown guys.
Okay, so you look at Van Fleet and OG.
Mm-hmm.
They wasn't traded. They were drafted there.
That's a little different.
Yeah, but they
I
ain't
mean,
tight.
I think
But
we
I'm
all
just-
know.
But I'm
what
just
was
saying, like
going
a
on
small
with that
market
situation.
team, like why wouldn't you want to invest
Van
in the
Vliet
players?
got
that
Because
you
they're
brought in?
not winning any finals because of Van Fleet or
How
OG.
many? Wait a minute though, but they're removed from a championship. How many years?
Come on, man.
I'm just saying.
We know what happened with that. Like LeBron left the
That ain't
East,
got nothing to
Kawhi
do with
comes
them.
in, they win a championship over an injured Warriors team. There you have it. Like,
Yeah, I mean, if
I'm not in the business of
everybody knows that
discrediting
KD plays.
anybody's finals.
It sounds like it.
I mean, what did I say that wasn't facts? That was all facts. Like,
I am in the business of discrediting. If
Alright.
KD is healthy, they not
yeah,
winning.
we're not even
Not a
talking about that.
chance.
Like,
Yeah, we're
that's-
not. Yeah, it's not even a conversation. So
I think anybody who knows the game knows what's up with that.
yeah.
Okay. So even the conference finals, how many times was the Raptors battling with Cleveland in the conference finals?
And they were getting smoked. I wouldn't have
They
paid them.
but that
definitely was
with
getting smoked.
DeRozan and Kyle Lowry, they ain't with who they had now.
Well, I'm
And
just
they was
thinking
getting
as
swept.
a team, and they didn't pay them.
Shit. And they traded DeRozan.
They did pay
for
Lowry.
somebody that
Well, they paid
paid
Lowry, but
and
yeah,
DeRozan.
but I'm just
they
saying,
just
but-
traded DeRozan.
They traded DeRozan
But
for
I'm
a
just
guy
like-
that was proven to get it done, and
Yep.
they got it done.
And they got it done.
But we
Facts.
discredited
That's
that, right?
facts. That's facts.
Yeah,
Yeah, like,
discredited
I
though.
have
We
no dog
discredited
in that
that.
fight. Like,
Because
all
basically
that's
they did the
supposed to
same
happen.
thing. If we take the finals out of it, which y'all discredit the finals, so they basically did the same thing without
Yeah, but that was 1 year. We talking about consistency.
That's what I'm saying.
The point I'm
saying
trying
they
to
was
make
getting-
is
okay,
that
go ahead.
if Kawhi wanted to come back to Toronto, by all means, here was whatever you want. Like, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? He's
Yeah.
proven. Like that's the point I'm making.
Okay. So no market for these Raptor guys. Just hold
I
on
mean,
to
it
them
is,
or
but
cut
the
them.
asking price is too high. Again,
Yeah.
could
Yeah,
be
You
some
said
first
three.
rounders.
They want a
It's
first for
crazy.
each
Man,
player.
I heard. No.
They want
OG
three first.
alone, they wanted
That's
3
crazy.
firsts and a player.
Okay. I thought you were saying they just wanted 3 first-round picks. They were just trying to get a first-round pick for.
No.
Oh wow,
Look
no,
what they,
not just for one guy.
Yeah. It
Kyrie
was-
didn't even go for 3 first rounds.
That's
Right.
what I'm saying.
That's-
Like,
I mean, that's-
who's go-
that's what I heard.
That's
I heard they
KD.
wanted-
That's KD asking price. Like
It
that's what
is.
the Brooklyn asked for.
But
And it
again, that's
depends
what
on
you
who
ask
it
for when
is,
you ain't
though.
really trying to
For
trade.
some teams, I don't even think they taking KD on for that.
No, not right now.
Yeah. For 3 first rounders, that's tough.
That's a lot.
Only,
It's somebody.
I
only-
don't know that there's a player in the NBA
There's not a contender.
really that's going
That's not a content. Okay,
make that move.
okay.
Yeah.
only the damn Lakers would, or let me rephrase that. Only a LeBron team would give away 3 goddamn
First
first
round,
rounders
yeah.
for one
Give
guy.
away a decade's worth of players.
Man, that's what I'm saying. If I'm a Lakers fan,
But
at this
Hey,
point, I'm pissed. Like,
Y'all gonna have a G League
They don't
roster
have
when
a
he
pick.
retire.
forever. When
yeah,
LeBron leaves, it's gonna be like,
but when you look at it though, if you look at it from an owner standpoint, like owners, all they care is winning championships, and they will mortgage the future
Nah,
if they
not
feel
all
like
of
they
them
can
care
get
about
one
that shit.
ASAP.
Mike Brown sure in the hell don't care
No,
about
they in
Well,
the business of
They
making
in the
money.
business of
Most
making
of them.
money.
Yeah,
They
making
gonna make
money,
the
bro.
money, bro.
They don't give a shit
They're
about
gonna
no-
make the money if you're
But
winning
I mean,
games.
the boom you get from making
They don't
shit
care, bro.
is-
That's
is
what I'm saying.
worth
The
at
boom
least,
you
I
get
think,
for
3 or 4
winning
years.
games and making the playoffs and then making it to the
Is-
finals.
I'm
Equivalent.
speaking from an NFL standpoint. I'm literally living in that situation. Owner,
Man, look, we
does
ain't
not
talking
care
about
me.
Bengals. Bengals is
We,
the most
but
unique.
what did you say? You said owner. You
Well, we talking about
Quote,
the
unquote.
NBA.
you said
Owners.
owners, and I just said from a football standpoint. So I'm just saying that owners
But
only
that
care
money
about
is
winning Super
different
Bowls
though.
is not facts.
The
Like what they
NFL
said, it's money.
The NFL money is way different than the NBA money.
I understand that, but it's still money. Like they care about money.
Yeah.
Why you think
That's
even
it.
the Warriors owner, he's came
That's
out a
the bottom
couple
line.
times talking about he trying to get below that luxury tax. He tired of paying that luxury tax because
Right.
people they want to make money. Winning is
Right.
cool, but once you won one, then it's like, nah, I got to get profitable again. I'm
Yeah.
getting killed. So like,
But I
it's about
guarantee
making
you,
money.
I guarantee you ask the Warriors owners, hey, look, if we can
He's not gonna
guarantee,
tell you that he don't. Come on.
no, I'm just saying, no, just hear me out. If they say, hey, look, we guarantee you one more championship in the next 5 years, but you got to pay the luxury tax for the next 5 years, guaranteed, no matter what.
Nope.
I guarantee you he'll say yes.
If his chances are just living in the moment in which he still has Steph, he still has Clay.
I'm just saying, but we guarantee you only one championship. You will get one in the next 5 years, but you have to pay the luxury. You have to agree to pay the luxury tax.
Like he might get that anyway. Like
I mean, I'm just saying though. I'm just saying like if you give an owner that choice to win or pay a luxury tax, I think winning. You don't get a franchise.
For 1 year, you just said 5 years.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying though. Like if you got to pay 5 years of luxury tax for one championship, you would do it.
No, if you said 1 for 1, sure.
Of course, one for 1.
2 years, maybe 2 years, 5, bro, 5.
Okay.
I might not even be the owner of the team at that point.
What?
I didn't have to sell off.
These owners die owners, and then they die owners. Ain't nobody passing on no nothing willingly.
Hey, Ike, let me sell you this 5%, bro. I done had to pay this luxury tax, man.
Man, they dying owners, bro. Like, man, what? How often do teams come up for sale just on the humbug?
Man.
But you either forced out over some bills, over some BS. But you got to understand,
there's very few teams that pay the luxury. Very few that are in the luxury.
But if you're winning, you don't care, really.
They do care. I would never. They didn't become rich because they didn't care about losing money.
Yeah. But are you...
Facts.
I mean, if you were losing at that rate, you would never touch the luxury tax.
No, that's not true. Because what did you just say? They would touch it to win. Okay, so I think it's Bob Myers is the owner of the Warriors, if I'm not mistaken. He touched it because he knew if I got Kevin Durant, I'm going to win.
Is he still in the luxury tax right now?
No, I don't think so, brother.
I think he may be
close if they're not.
Hold on. Let me take that back.
Clay,
he's probably close. It ain't as bad as it used to be.
It's not as
what
bad.
And what do you think he's been trying to do? Vernon, he can't just shed all the contracts he gave, bro.
He got damn near 4 people.
You ain't gonna just jump out of the luxury tax, but he ain't in it as bad as he was.
I mean, he got 4 guys that probably make over.
All right, for 2023-24, it says the Dubs will be set to pay an NBA record $286 million in luxury tax. When combined the salaries, $215 million, it brings in the total payments is $483 million total in contracts. That's what they're paying right now, and half of that is luxury tax. If that mattered, bro,
but
move these players.
You're proving our point, bro. He can't just jump out of the luxury tax. 1, 2. Why don't you think they've re-signed Draymond? 3. The reality is this, bro. That you missing is, again, you can't just dump off contracts. He signed it because he said, look, we're gonna go on this, and he knew he had to keep Steph happy. He knew he had to pay Clay, and he knew he had to pay KD.
Okay, but you don't have to. KD's gone. You didn't have to pay Poole like that.
Yes, you did.
Damn, that's 5 people that make money.
I mean, he's the replacement.
That's
the
right.
You gotta have him on
Clay's making money. Steph is making money. Draymond, Wiggins, and now Poole. That's crazy. How much money do they have?
No, when you're an owner, bro, there's no cap. When you just have to pay the luxury tax. They just tax you on what you go over.
Man,
a lot more.
Crazy.
So you can be in the luxury tax as long as you want.
All those guys were within the organization.
I agree. They all drafted, homegrown. You gotta pay. And you're talking about overpaying? Do we feel like any of those guys are overpaid?
Nah, I'm not paying Wiggins that kind of money.
But in the
I'm
playoffs,
not paying Draymond that either.
Wait a minute, but in the playoffs,
Draymond's way overpaid.
But in the playoffs, defensively, Wiggins was probably one of the most and offensively, he was probably one of the most consistent players in the playoffs when y'all just won a championship.
I'm good, but Draymond for sure. He ain't worth but $5 million to me.
No, I'm with you.
at this point.
I'll be honest with you. I've been trying to trade Draymond in my mind for 3 years.
Hey, bro.
For the Warriors, bro.
Mr. Triple
Like,
Singles.
Mr. Triple Singles, as I
Yeah,
love to
Triple
call
Singles.
him.
Singles can go, fam. Mr. Triple
Yeah,
Singles
nah,
can
They
go.
keep
yeah,
him
bro.
around
Yeah.
because supposedly him and Steph is like real tight. But like,
You keep
I'll
that
be real,
4,
bro.
6, and 4.
Yeah, hey.
He's another
I
guy to
actually
me who
said
only
this. I
fits
said,
that system.
Hey, ship him.
He's a good.
LA want him. Ship him to LA. You know what I mean?
LA
I'm
need
here.
to just chill, bro.
Let me show you how desperate I am. I said this: trade him to Brooklyn for Ben Simmons.
Oh yeah,
That's how desperate I am.
You wow,
You big
bro.
Trade him.
You mad wow, bro.
So he could go call KD a bitch again.
Man, KD go man. They go fuck.
But he
man,
comes off your
nah.
books. Get rid of him.
Nah,
Just get rid of him, man.
nah. I don't.
I'm just saying. He don't shoot. Ben Simmons don't shoot. The difference
Ben
is
Simmons
Ben
don't shoot
Simmons
either.
is a better defender at this stage. He's more athletic, and
He's a better playmaker.
and Ben Simmons is, I mean, for all thereof, I mean, he loves to pass the ball, so he's gonna be doing just as good of a job setting up Steph and Clay getting their shots as Draymond.
I don't want Ben Simmons anywhere near any team.
I don't either, but that's how bad I
Man.
don't want Draymond.
I guess. But see, let's see. Jordan Poole's deal was 4 years, $140 million. Andrew
Yeah, but that's
Wiggins
not
is 4
even hit
years,
the books yet.
109.
Then neither
And-
one of them is hitting the books until next year, though. They just
and-
signed him this year.
And Draymond, he just opted in for 27.6 for this year.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
But see, he's going to come off. Both of them are on, but then you're forgetting this. They just won the championship. So you're
Yeah.
going to pay Wiggins and Poole.
Yeah, no, that's
Because
what I'm saying. They got with,
they're the ones who are
exactly.
going to be replacing your Steph and Clay potentially.
They saying for 12 players, they're paying $250 million in salaries and $268 million in tax.
Yeah. Get
So
rid of Draymond.
that's crazy. Even if you get rid of Draymond, bro, that's a small dent in that shit. It's a small dent because you got Clay. You're not Clay, but Steph at 40 something, like 40.9, almost 41. So
Yeah.
nah, I think
And he's
it's
worth
a lot.
every
Steph-
cent.
Look,
Steph
hey,
definitely
I'm not
is.
arguing. I'm not arguing who's worth it.
And don't bring up his contract.
I was just saying. I'm just talking about when you're talking about the top of the money versus you talking about Draymond. Yeah, you can move Draymond for 27, but ain't gonna make no difference when
27 make a big difference.
40 makes even more.
Believe some of these contracts. This is
Yeah.
just outstanding.
I just want passion, love and attraction, let me live that shit. I just like passion, see I'm passing, ready for the madness. Catch me, I just want passion, love and attraction, let me live that shit. Phone charge on its last light. Same clothes on from last night. Still lit like it's last night. Young living in the fast life. Young. Smoke cloud from the ash pipe. Catch air from the half pipe. I need a centerfold from the shows with the mansion. Chandelier dancing. Counting a Branton. Yeah. Been had hella Franks when it's ballpark figures. Might be in the field, but I came from the trenches. You can tell it's my time, look at better swing. I do like the charm on my wrist, let me glitch. Want me pay the way, I'm the wave, I'm authentic. Sitting courtside, got a sprain. Nigga, I bring the gang for the gang. Nothing but a thing when I sang. Young Usain, I sprinting. Getting fresh prints. Counting a blessing on blessing on blessing. They call me the reverend, y'all nigga play too much.